Welcome back to Court TV Live. I'm Cody Thomas. In this hour, we're following a disturbing case out of Alaska where investigators found the victim here, Zarius Hildebrand's body inside a drain pipe just days after her own husband, the defendant here, reported her missing. Prosecutors say the evidence points to an obvious murder, but his defense counters that Zarius Hildebrand has never denied hiding the body. He only maintains that he did not murder his wife. Let's take you back inside for more testimony from a police officer.
Better shot of the closeted area to the right and then to the left, and then far up is that little hallway. This is the little hallway, and then this is the bathroom floor.
Okay. 82.
This is that closeted area immediately to the right of that last shot. This depicts a snap safe, like a little gun safe, and then a Glock box, which is typically what Glock handguns are sold in.
Okay. Do you recognize that orange cord?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Oh, what do you believe that to be, or what is that?
Typically, those are every time if you buy a handgun, in this particular case, like you buy a Glock, inside that little box is going to be a bunch of safety stuff, including a lock like that. So that way, it encourages you to keep your guns locked, so to keep them out of the wrong people's hands, I suppose.
83.
This is that small vanity that's technically part of the master bedroom that leads to the bathroom.
84.
Same thing, just a closer shot above the sink.
85.
So this is the corner of the bed frame of the master bedroom where somebody had noticed a small red stain.
Okay. Did you end up placarding and swabbing that later?
We did.
Okay. 86.
So this is the entrance to the second bedroom that we were talking about, where it appears that the dogs were kept.
87.
This is just a better overall photograph of that bedroom.
88.
Same thing, just a few steps within the bedroom.
And 89.
Same bedroom, but as if I walked all the way in, turned around, and took a shot as if I was leaving. So that's that hallway that we were standing in.
Okay. I don't believe there's any photographs of I don't believe I've selected any photographs of this bedroom later. Were there anything of evidentiary value in that secondary bedroom?
No, ma'am, there was nothing that we identified in this bedroom.
Okay. 90, what is Exhibit 90?
So this is back in the hallway that we were just in. This is leading towards the living room, and then to the right there, just before the carpet, is a mop bucket with like a watery fluid in it.
And 91?
This is a close-up of that mop bucket that I just talked about with the watery fluid in it.
Okay, do you end up taking fluid from that for testing later?
Yes, ma'am, a sample was taken.
Okay. Sometimes this picture might be deceiving. Is the mop itself red?
Yeah, so the red, this reddish area is the mop itself.
Okay. 92.
So this is just a little bit closer shot leading into the living room, so you can still see that mop bucket, but you start to be able to see furniture and other items in the living room.
93.
Basically the same perspective, just panned up, so you can see now the kitchen, the little dining area to the right, and then the living room sofa to the left.
94.
So this is a shot that is focused mainly on the kitchen and the dining area, so you can see the furniture and then items on the counter and table.
You'll notice the candle is lit there on the kitchen counter. Did you all light a candle when you went in?
No, ma'am, we wouldn't have done that.
Okay, so that's as it was?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. 95.
So this is just a shot of several items on the dining room table.
Okay. And we'll come back to them, but do you see a gun box?
Yes, ma'am. So there's a very similar gun box that was in that closet that we were just talking about to the right there. Mm-hmm. And then some other items of interest that I'm sure we'll talk about later, but there's some bed sheets here and a bottle of hydrogen peroxide here.
Okay. 96.
So this is just a very similar shot, but it's more focused on the kitchen. And then you can see just items on the stove and on the countertops.
97.
So this is a photo of the dining room table, just from the other side of the table. So that gun box we were just talking about is now here, with some loaded magazines, and just as a orientation, those sheets we were talking about are now here.
98.
This is that gun box now opened, just to show that there was a gun inside it.
Okay, and was that weapon and those magazines ultimately seized by your team?
Yes, ma'am, they were.
Okay. 99.
So you can still see that dining room table in this shot right here. And then this is a photograph of the living room, just showing the furniture and the items within it.
100.
So this is a closer shot of the living room itself. You can see the furniture, the table, and the items on the table.
Okay, is there a gray blanket?
All right, still watching along with us, Silva Megadici. Silva, what do you make of this testimony here? What's being established? We saw a gun. They didn't necessarily say that was the murder weapon, but we did see a weapon inside the house. I mean, we know these were two military active duty members. Maybe it was just a handgun that belonged to one of them. What are you making of all this and the point of all of it?
It's interesting. I think it definitely allows the jurors to see what was inside of that apartment. And what is inside of the apartment, Cody, looks frenzied, right? Everything is everywhere. Socks on the ground, messes everywhere. Are they going to also use that maybe with their closing argument theory that something happened in that apartment, he lost his mind, right, the theory, and lived crazy for 36 hours while he was thinking what to do with the body and didn't care anymore. Like he lived so recklessly and so sloppily because he had just done something absolutely horrific, tries to hide the body and just didn't care anymore. I think what it does, it allows the jurors to really see the crime scene and what exactly the defendant was living in at the time this crime happened. Phenomenal testimony. And again, it makes you really, it gives you an emotion. And that's what the prosecution wants. They want the jury to remember this is about a victim. Don't be swayed the fact that this is a military member who has a great reputation, who knows how to handle guns. Look at how he was living and tell me this isn't something frenzied. I think that's where the prosecution's going.
Absolutely. There's always a human element, as we've mentioned earlier. And to that point, Silva, you know, alleged post-crime behavior, you know, that the jurors take that in, you know, heavily in any case they cover. How are you acting following your wife, who, you know, is dead? How are you acting in that? We heard testimony from the victim's mother talking about how when they were going out to the search, he didn't even want to give, you know, a scent sample for the dogs to try to find his. I mean, do you not want to find your wife? And so to your point here, looking at this frenzied room he was living in, this frenzied home he was living in, I'm sure that goes to that point too, because the way someone acts after, you know, a heinous crime that they're accused of, that seems to tell all in almost every case that we cover.
And Cody disposing her body in a sewer, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he treated her like trash. If the defense's theory, if we're going to believe that he did this because she killed herself, I mean, treating the body in the way he did of supposedly a woman that he loved to the point that he married, these are all points cumulatively that's going to live in the jury's mind of how truly dark this crime was. And it goes beyond just hiding a body. This goes into murderous intent and hiding the body so no one would ever find this discarded body in a sewer. So yeah, cumulatively, it's just so utterly disturbing, and disturbing more so because this is a military member and a military member wife. Disturbing on all levels.
You know, when you cover things like this, Silva, it's hard not to think that, you know, once you hear all the accumulation of this, of course, innocent until proven guilty, but again, that human element, maybe some of those jurors have already made up their mind when they see and hear some of this testimony. But we'll see how it all plays out in Alaska. Silva, thanks so much for joining me today. I'm already looking forward to the next time I get to see you. Your expertise, of course, always appreciated. I'll see you next time, my friend. Folks, stick around. More testimony after this short break. Keep it right here on Court TV.